Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the Nasty Show, starring Nasty Old Thing.
Well, hello and hi. Welcome to the Nasty Show. How do you like the set? Isn't it great? Yes, sir. All kinds of nice signs. Terrific. How about that? Fantastic. Dynamite. I like that one. Super. Wow. Sensational. Speaking about sensational, we got all kinds of good things. I've got a hat. Kind of put this one away. Yes, Desert Storm. I like the one I've got on here. Now, put that one in the collection. Can you see it? I'm their leader. Which way did they go? See, it has two bells. Call it sensational. Yes, sir.
We use that hat here on ICN6. How appropriate on Larry Smith Day that we have two experts and curators of Cincinnati, Greater Cincinnati's great television and media history. Tom Newbold, Mike Martini from the New Heritage Museum up at the Voice of America. The Media Heritage Museum at the Voice of America. Guys, you've been on before. Thanks a lot for coming.
Thanks for having us back. And this is...
Fighting is tomorrow.
There's a big event tomorrow.
Hey, that's Larry Smith.
I know. I just called my wife at the break and said I was just holding Snarfy our dog. I mean, this is so big for us big kids today. There's a big event tomorrow up at the museum, but Tom and Mike, just talk about Larry's place in the history and the annals of Cincinnati television.
Well, it comes from an era when we had people like Uncle Al and Captain Wendy and Larry Smith and
Bob Shreve.
Shreve. And
Skipper Ryle.
In many ways, it's kind of an era in television that you don't find a whole lot anymore, unfortunately. But you know, everyone says, well, kids today, they don't have any imagination. Kids today, you know, this is not sophisticated enough for them. But all you need are two things. You need a good story and good characters. And Larry always had great stories and great characters.
And I used to use the drawings the kids would write in with also to kind of get the kind of connection between what was going on out there. So I knew what to talk about.
Yeah, and I loved it because it was serialized too. You know, there would be an adventure, and you'd have to wait every day, and you just could not wait. We were both talking about coming home from Catholic grade schools and rushing home and watching. You had to do your homework after Hattie the Witch, and every once in a while.
Patty Hattie from Cincinnati.
Okay, Tom, tell us about the event tomorrow honoring Larry.
All right, it's going to be Saturday, March 15th. It's from 3 to 5 o'clock, and it's at the Voice of America Museum, which is at 8070 Tylersville Road. And directions on how to get out there, in case you don't know, would be from downtown you would take I-75 north, take the Tylersville exit, turn right, and it's about a mile down the road on the left-hand side. We're going to have a Boy Scout troop that's helping people park their cars and how to get to the event itself. It's all free. We're going to have the Wayne Martin Puppets perform for free. We're going to have Kevin Frisch Marionette Company perform for free. We've got a cake that's a replica of the Magic Castle and with Larry and Snarfy and Hattie that we're going to cut up and give to people to eat. So there's going to be free food. It's open to everybody. It's free parking, and we'd like to invite everybody to come and attend. And there is limited seating, so I would suggest you get there early because it's going to be well attended, I have a feeling.
And it's a great opportunity, Mike, to see the museum, which is relatively new.
Absolutely, yeah. And we have temporary exhibits mostly right now, but it'll give people a chance to get a little idea of local broadcast history. And we have a legend in our presence.
And Larry, you've donated some of your artifacts to the museum. Talk about that, Mike. What do we have?
Well, we have the Magic Castle and the Hollow Tree.
Hollow Tree.
See, he's so envious.
When I was a kid, I used to watch every day, and Hattie would go downstairs. So when I got the Magic Castle up to
the
museum,
dirty, dingy dungeon.
Well, I tried to find the dungeon in there, but I couldn't find it. But I was expecting elaborate rooms down there. But nevertheless, it's in great shape, and Larry's preserved a lot of this, and that's important. And that's one of the reasons why we'll be honoring him on Saturday.
And the big costume characters will be there too.
Yes.
Okay. Hattie, Snarfy, Rudy, and Teaser. So be careful when they see these big things walking around.
You're going to have a proclamation from Mayor Mark Mallory, as Dan Williams pointed out. Don't let him anywhere near a baseball to throw out. John Long, the vice president and general manager of WXIX Channel 19, which you were on for about 10 years.
I signed him on August 1st, 1968. I was the first thing out of there.
and when Channel 19 moved from downtown to Woodlawn, when my father was mayor of Woodlawn, and that was just the biggest thing in the world for us because Larry Smith was coming to Woodlawn. We just could not comprehend it. It was like we're talking about George Clooney going to Maysville to open his next movie, and it was like that coming to town. And you're also going to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award from Media Heritage. Larry, what does this mean to you? What they're doing for you at the museum?
It's wonderful that the puppets will be there, that children can see what's been done with puppets, and they can do their own puppetry now. And it's kind of a way of kind of spreading the Puppeteers of America and the local guild here, the Cincinnati Area Puppetry Guild. So puppetry can go on and on and on.
And Tom, what does this mean to the museum?
Oh, it's just fantastic. We're so honored that Larry would leave some of his most famous artifacts to the museum, and we're hoping then that maybe some other people might get the idea of leaving some of their things. We've got Uncle Al's cap, the hat that he wore, the straw hat and suit coat, and we've got Captain Wendy's cape and outfit and things like that, and we've got a fantastic collection there. And the more people become aware of it, they'll know that this would be the place, if they want to give things like this, that this would be the place that will take care of them and preserve them forever in history. And I think Larry, one of the things he's doing is passing down the history of puppetry. And who knows, that might be in the audience in this show that will be the Larry Smith for the next generation.
Mike, was Cincinnati unique in the amount of local talent that was here on television, or were a lot of cities like that back in the day?
I think a lot of cities had certainly shows like this. I think the amount of local shows makes sort of unique, and the fact that it continued on well into the 80s, even into the 1990s. And Larry, I think you worked on every station in town at one point or the other. So.
We were there.
Larry, do you make appearances now or performances now?
I do on occasion now, yes, but it'll be nice to have them remembered out in the museum, and the parents can tell their kids what they used to watch when they were little.
Right. Do you constantly get approached by guys Mike and I's age and say, we used to just love watching you? Huh?
My hair's starting to look like Hattie the Witch's. That tells my age.
All right. Tomorrow the event is from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock at the Media Heritage Voice of America Museum up on Tylersville Road, right up 75. And it's a great event and a great honor to Larry. Congratulations. And Tom and Mike, this is great that you're doing that, preserving all this great Cincinnati history with television and the media.
Well,
thank you all very much.
Oh, thanks for coming on today. We'll be right back. Northern Kentucky Magazine on Larry Smith Day here on ICN6. We'll be right back.